Everybody's heading south to set up shop, from Hyundai's battery plants in Georgia to Meta's data centers in Louisiana. But what does all this business really mean for Southern workers? The Economic Policy Institute lays it out. The Southern Economic Development Model means the South is open for business. If your business pays poverty wages, busts unions, and dodges taxes. It was designed this way, rooted in racism and exploitation from slavery and Jim Crow to today. The signs may change, but the system's the same. For decades, Southern politicians have bragged that their business-friendly climate creates prosperity. They parade around like it's a gift to workers. Low taxes, few regulations, weak labor protections, and right-to-work laws. And unions? Not in their plans. Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey boasted auto plants were built without a unionized workforce, done the Alabama way. South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster vowed, "We don't need more labor unions. We will fight all the way to the gates of hell, and we will win." We'll see about that. Now, what have these promises of prosperity amounted to? For 40 years, Southern workers have been paid less than workers anywhere else. To the bosses, that's a Southern discount. Today, over 1 in 5 earns less than $15 an hour. 8 of the 10 lowest wage states are in the South. Southerners are least likely to have health insurance, pensions, or paid leave. States like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Tennessee don't even set a minimum wage, leaving workers stuck at $7.25 or $2.13 for tipped workers. With weak enforcement, wage theft is rampant. In Florida, 1 in 4 low-wage workers is paid below the legal minimum, just business as usual. All that means more poverty. Nearly 1 in 5 in Louisiana and Mississippi lives below the poverty line. Child poverty across the South is 18%, but for black children, it's 30%. Generations are being locked into poverty while the wealthy laugh all the way to the bank. These aren't mistakes. After emancipation, lawmakers carved agricultural and domestic workers, jobs largely held by black workers, out of New Deal protections like the minimum wage and union rights. That legacy remains. Black and brown Southerners' work is still systematically devalued. The result? A region held down as a pool of cheap labor. Great for corporate America, devastating for working families. And when people get pushed into poverty, the solutions are more of the same: privatization and crony capitalism. You see, if paying poverty wages and skirting regulations isn't enough to tempt corporate giants, they sweeten the deal with billions in tax breaks. Between 2017 and 2023, South Carolina handed out $3.2 billion. In Texas, data center deals alone will strip $1 billion from the 2025 budget. That money doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes out of schools, healthcare, disaster response, and public goods, straight into corporate profits. But there's another story. Resistance. From the textile strikes of the 1930s to Memphis sanitation workers in 1968 to today's fights in Amazon warehouses, auto plants, and Waffle House kitchens, Southern workers keep organizing. As W.E.B. Du Bois said, "So goes the South, so goes the nation." The Southern model doesn't stay in the South. It drags down workers everywhere. Corporations threaten, "If you won't take less here, we'll move to the South." And that's why building unions and fighting in the South lifts the entire working class. The politicians and CEOs have had their say. They've sold our schools, blocked Medicaid, and let corporations pollute our air and water, all while calling it good for business. But working people know better. We know our worth. The solution is clear. Organize, unionize, and fight for an economy that works for us, not just the rich. The South is not impossible to organize. Even in the least unionized states, workers want unions. South Carolina may have the lowest union density, but 2 in 3 workers overall and over 8 in 10 black workers support unions. It won't be easy, but the pieces are all there. History shows that when workers unite, overcoming fear, racism, and hopelessness, they win real gains and terrify the powers that be. If we can win in the South, we can change everything.